My name is Haley, and I have a book buying addiction. Let's talk about it. I have a lot of books. I have a lot of books. Like probably more books than is necessary for the fact that I'm pretty much the only one in the house that reads on a consistent basis. My husband was a reader, and he liked to read before, but like life happened and now he plays video games a lot more than he used to as his relaxation time so that his brain will shut off and he feels like reading is too brainy. Whatever. So I have a lot of books, and out of all of my books that I own, I did an exercise. Don't do this. Don't do this. If you want to have happiness, don't do it. I decided to count all of my physical TBR books that I have not read. TBR is to be read, so that you know what I'm saying. All of my books on my shelves that I haven't read yet, I decided to count them all. And it's a lot. It's 104. 104 books that I physically own that I don't... Okay, that's not necessarily true. I do have 3 other boxes of books that I haven't read because I bought them for a bookstore that I was opening and financing fell through. So I still have all of those books. Whatever, that's a different thing. But I have 104 books on my physical TBR. And I know, and I haven't even looked at my Amazon. I did not look at my Amazon TBR because I have a list that's you can do the list. I have my TBR list on there, and it's also a lot. I would not be surprised if it was also in the 3 digits. But I was shocked. And I'm counting them, and my husband starts counting them with me because he's enjoying watching me freak out. And I'm like, babe, we get up into the 60s, and my husband's like, honey, that's a lot of books that you own that you haven't read. I'm like, I know. Then of course he does the math and he's like, you would have to read 2 books a week from now until December to finish your physical TBR. However, I hadn't counted them all yet. I hadn't come upstairs to my office, so it's way more than that now. It's kind of amazing to me how many books can fit on these shelves because it doesn't look like there's a lot of books, but there ends up being a lot of books, and it's a little scary when you start counting how many you haven't read.
So yeah, so this is all the stuff from down here, like from that one over there. Mm-hmm. Then you combine that with the stuff upstairs, and it's 104.
I know that you like to buy books, but this is called having a problem.
I've already explained to you the difference between book buying and book reading, right?
I think there's a 12-step program. And I think your book budget's kind of cut.
So I say to him, babe, it's okay. Book buying is totally different than book reading. Those are 2 separate activities. And he gave me the look. He gave me that like completely exacerbated, like, are you serious look? And he's like, those should be the same thing. And I'm just like, babe, that's not, I mean, you guys understand. You're book readers, you're book buyers. You know, you don't read every book that you buy right when you buy it. I mean, there's not a single person I know that's a book buyer that doesn't have at least 10 books that they've purchased that they haven't read yet. Please tell me I'm not alone and that you also have a lot of books that you haven't read that are sitting on your shelves, because that would make me feel really stupid if I'm alone on this one. Drop it in the comments if you have a lot of books on your TBR, your physical TBR as well. Like maybe drop a number so that I don't feel so bad about my 104. Maybe, I mean, I know there's other people out there that are worse than me. So he kind of offers me a challenge and he says, how about you focus on reading your entire TBR? And I kind of looked at him like, what?
What did you say?
I don't think that's possible, because when you're a book buyer and a book reader, you can't read as fast as you can buy. Like, I can buy 5 books at a time. I can't read 5 books at a time. And I mean physically sitting down and reading the books, not I have 5 books going all the time in different areas of the house. There's a book for the bathroom. There's a book for my office. There's a book for my bed. There's a book for my Kindle. Like, you know what I'm talking about. So I decided I would take it on. I was going to do that. So I'm going to categorize all of the books and I'm going to give them a number. And then I'm going to take all of those numbers, 104, and I'm going to put them in a little bucket. And I will be pulling from the bucket what book I read. And I am not going to read another book until that book is done. This is going to be very hard for my ADHD brain. My ADHD brain wants to read 17 books at a time, and I have to reel it in for 5 books, not 17. So that's what we're going to do. And if it's a part of a series, like if I pull book 2 in a series that I own that I haven't read yet, I'm going to read the whole series. So I'll go find those other numbers and pull those out, because that's kind of silly to read like, oh, I'm going to read book 2 before I read book 1, or I'm going to read book 4 before I read book 3, that kind of a thing. So that's going to be the case for those like book series. And this is not saying I'm not going to still read books that are new releases. Like Patricia Briggs' book for the Mercy Thompson series is coming out in June, which, hallelujah, I'm so excited. You guys, I can't even, and she's coming to Utah and I have to miss it. I do that. But I'll still be reading those books when they come out as well, because I love those books and they make me happy. So if they're bestsellers, or if not bestsellers, but if they're new releases and they're coming out, I'm going to take a break from my TBR and I am going to read those as well. And I'll be honest, sometimes I get a little bored with the books that I'm reading. Sometimes I get a little over dragons. Gasp! Oh no! And sometimes I want to read just a fluffy romance, which is super fun too. And sometimes I want to read a little bit more serious romance with drama and not so much fluff and happiness. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You need the grit. But that is the plan for the next couple of months. So content-wise, what does that mean for my channel? I know you were asking that. Like, I see you wondering, what does this mean for Haley's channel? So I don't know if you noticed, but I changed the name of my channel to The Novel Character. The reason why I did is because I love talking about characters, I love talking about stylization, and I love talking about writing. And so my previous handle, the Clean PNR Girl, just didn't really fit with what I wanted to talk about on a channel anymore. So I switched it. So we are now The Novel Character. And we're going to be talking about characterization, good or bad. Sometimes it's fun to make fun of the bad ones. If you want to watch one of those videos, you know, Gothicana's review is kind of fun. But I really enjoy talking about that kind of stuff. So we are going to be we are going to be narrowing in on those types of discussions for this channel. If that's something that you seem interested in or that you would like to chat about, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you can keep up with us and we can chat and talk about the wonderful things. Please leave me a comment below about any books that are coming out that you're really excited about, or books that you might have seen in my TBR list that you have read that you think I should read first, because I will definitely read those ones if my viewers say, hey, you should read this book first. I will go do that. Faux show. Absolutely. So please let me know. There's a couple of other ideas that I have for some videos coming up, including a companion video to my getting free and cheap books that I released last week. It's like get thousands of free books or ebooks, get 1,000. Look, the ADHD is strong today. Get free ebooks legally. That's the video. I will link it somewhere in here. But I am going to do a companion video where I talk about how to get books for incredibly cheap, really high quality books, because I have somehow managed to figure that out, because I hate buying books at full price. Like, I can name on one hand the number of books that I have purchased at full price, and probably not even using all of the fingers, because I don't buy books at full price ever. So I'm going to teach you guys how to find good, high quality books for super cheap, and no, it's not really difficult, and no, it's not going to take thousands of hours of your time, but it is going to take a little bit of your time if you want to find good quality, wonderful books, even bestsellers, for pennies on the dollar. So I'm going to be doing another video about that is going to be a joint video with the going to the Salt Lake City Library and going to their library book sale, because that is the best possible place to get books at a good quality with really, yes, just yes. I'm not really sure how I wanted to end this video other than to say I love books. I love reading books. I know I have a crap ton on my TBR. Please leave me a comment if your TBR is longer than mine, or if it's shorter. That's okay too. I mean, you can shove it in my face saying, "Oh, Haley, my TBR is shorter than your TBR." That's okay too. It's fine. But drop a comment and let me know what your TBR number is, because I feel like I am getting up there. There's probably not a ton of people that are able to compete with me at this point with the number of books that I have on my TBR. They're on my shelves. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you've gotten to the end. Thank you so very much. And remember, you are worthy, you are loved, and happy reading.